So this guy, we played his music. We put his review on the website recently, and we played the song that we reviewed a couple weeks ago, I think, last week or a couple weeks ago. And we were also impressed with the music and all the organic instrumentation and everything that I just had to have him on here. I'm just amazed at what he's doing sonically and musically and stuff. It's just good shit. So Harkness, Steve Harkness is the name, but Harkness Music is what we're going by right now. So how you doing, man? Thanks for being here.
I'm awesome. Thank you for having me. Hello, everybody out in YouTube land, all my friends. Yeah, so I'm Harkness from Toronto, Canada. I've been recording and writing forever, just like everybody else. And I play guitar, bass, drums, piano, and sing generally, but I often use things like tubas and steel drums and marimbas and flutes, and everything's real players, one person recorded at a time, all layered. But the song that we're going to look at or listen to today is called Lure of the Pollen, which I wrote after a chance meeting with a kind of enchanting girl on the bus that I had to approach, which is you men and women out there, don't do this, don't do what I do. But yeah, I approached her and we had a great vibe. Immediately step off the bus and the song arrives. So
Nice, great, man, cool. So we'll check it out, and we'll be right back and get deeper with Dave.
all right.
Right in front of our eyes, man. The
Oh, here's
story.
my eyes at least.
Yeah, there's the eyes. What's going on with the mask? I mean, that's the first question. I know there's at least somewhat of a philosophy there, right?
Yeah, you could say. I mean, generally, I wanted to find a way to present the music without presenting myself or presenting a self to be more accurate. And then I made the visor kind of a mirror. So in theory, someone watching me actually is seeing themselves in the mirror of the visor. I just wanted the music to be about the listener. And I know that some people that'll fly with some people, that won't with other people, but it's where I'm starting from.
So the word Frankenstein comes to mind because it's like you even you even mentioned this in your
Not the
bio.
invisible man.
No, because you mentioned this in your bio. It's like you've been for over a decade. I mean,
Oh,
you're in this basement here like a mad scientist, kind
yes.
of playing around with songwriting and mixing and just just experimentation, everything. And all of a sudden you reach this point. It's like, hey, it's time. It's time to start putting this out there. So I just want to talk about that. Just that experience. I guess the past 10 years. It's like why so long? I guess that's the first question.
Well, I didn't give a shit about. Can I swear on this?
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
I guess
Too
it's
late
too late.
now.
But I really did not give a fuck about about being out on stage and sharing the music and all that kind of stuff. I was just in my pig and shit here, rabbit holing all these different tunes and just having fun with my friends and the people who came over and played. So it was simply too much fun, and I was too busy to think of the work that it might take to get it out of the basement or to promote it or market it or anything like that. There was a point early on, and then I stopped, that was playing live gigs, and I had an 8-piece band, everyone wearing this kind of crazy shit, but it was too expensive to pay people, and so I just went back to the studio and would just be, waiting tables, paying the musicians with the tips, and just song after song. So, I mean, the reality is that this album came together with this list of songs and felt so right to me. It's like all that kind of stuff that said, I have to fucking get this. I baked a cake, I gotta serve it now. But I have a shit ton more of music on the way, let's put it that way.
Yeah, I wouldn't go so far as to say it's like an official crime, but I think it's at least like a unofficial misdemeanor that you've been holding this music back, dude. Because you may have heard my comments from a couple weeks back from the defibrillator.
I did. I watched it. Yes.
Dude, there's some really cool stuff going on here, man. Like I said, this is something, man. I don't always kind of perk up out of my chair when we get music sent in, but dude, I mean, the Beatles are in there. Brian Wilson is in there. I'm not even gonna say Beach Boys. I think it's really Brian Wilson.
Absolutely.
And it's not just the vocal harmonies. It's actually his tone, man.
Yeah,
You actually sound a lot like his harmony. So
I was trying to
let's talk about
out.
those influences. Like, are those conscious to you?
Well, I think it goes back to when you start writing, you start learning instruments, things like that. I dissected the fuck out of Brian Wilson harmonies and the Beatles harmonies many, many years ago, or years ago. And so when I'm writing harmonies now, I'm not directly, remotely thinking of anything or anybody. It's just following what's
It's
happening.
become second nature now.
It's absolutely second nature with no reference, but they wouldn't be there without all the work I did in the early years listening to those guys. So it's I mean, I know, for example, bands I've been in the past will say, let's do a tune like X or Radiohead or Beatles, and they're conscious of it. I've just been doing it for so long, so many tunes, that there's nothing in my mind when I'm writing. It's just complete blank canvas, and this is kind of, so some stuff is really straight, and some stuff would be like defibrillator, and I don't care whether it's simple or complicated. It's whatever that day brings.
There's only one other band that comes to mind that has been submitted to us years ago. I think it may have even been Music Forte, Joe. I can't remember now. You tell me. The band Hal. Do you remember the band Hal, Joe?
Who?
Hal.
No, that wasn't us.
Okay, then I think it was then Music Forte Project, because they had the Beach Boys influence, but they also had vocal harmonies that actually sound a little like Brian Wilson. That's the only other band I can think of that really, when you hear those harmonies, it's like it just instantly takes you back. Yeah. And to hear it in this type of like modern sound, it's almost like, what would it sound like if Brian Wilson was like born, 15 years ago or something,
That's the best compliment you could possibly give me, so thank you.
Yeah, because he'd be starting a band now, and then he's obviously going to be writing, in a more modern style. It's like, what would it look like? And
probably not this, but
well, it might be, man. I mean, that's what I'm saying. But
true.
Anyway, okay, so your strategy of releasing songs, you kind of touched on it. Are you just kind of doing the one single every month type of thing, or?
It seems to be 4 to 6 weeks, give or take, and it is a full planned album. And guys, I'd be happy to send you the full album under the table, if you know what I mean, if you want to hear the whole thing. But
Oh yeah.
it always has been an album. And I think I was going to do 5 singles, and it was going to be 6, and I might even do 7, because I've been trying to get a lot done on my own, reaching out to people like you and things. And I've just decided that I might need some help and put a little bit of my budget into real PR. And those kind of people are saying push the date further and more singing. So I wanted to just put a worm on one hook, throw it in, and then another worm on another hook. Now, just initially to get my stuff out there, rather than throw 11 songs at everybody all at once. So just little tastes.
Well, I got to shout out the website. So it's harknessmusic.com.
Yeah.
You can see right away a picture of Steve here. It looks exactly like he does here. Same outfit, same colors, everything. So,
Yeah.
Is this like whenever you do any interview, are you going to have the exact same attire?
You got it. I mean, eventually there might, I mean, I hope there comes a time where I take it all off and stuff, but I really just do feel so much more comfortable like this on so many levels. And it represents some philosophical crap. I mean, I don't even want to drag philosophy through, but it does reference some selfless stuff that I go through every day. And, but that's not as important as the music. It's whatever the music means to anybody is good with me.
All right, cool, man. How about any social media handles that you're pretty active on you wanted to mention?
I'd say Instagram, and it's at Harkness MFA. And I have a new single coming this Friday, brand new, surprise, surprise, a spacey tune coming your way. And so much more music coming soon.
All right, hey man, it was a great pleasure. I'm excited to see where this whole project goes. Seriously, man.
Thank you. I look forward to doing this again with you guys, and thank you so much for the invite. Really fun. You guys are all super cool, including producer Rob in the back. Again, thank you so much for having me.